Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be working on changing the fog lights on your 2002 to 2007 Jeep Liberty KJ. Why would you need to change the whole assembly for your fog lights? Well, you could have a clouded, chipped, or broken plastic lens, and also the mounting nubs could be broken as well. Good thing is it doesn't cost a lot. It's about $22 for each side for the entire assembly, including the bulb, on Amazon. And they're not side specific, so you can just order two. This also doesn't take very long either. You got about 15 minutes start to finish for this pretty easy task. You don't need a lot of tools either. Just a standard screwdriver that we really use as a pry bar, and a Torx T20 screwdriver as well. Now remember, I don't have any special skills, tools, or training. If I can do it, so can you. First thing that we need to do is remove the grille. I've already popped the hood here. You just gotta lift up the hood. Honestly, the hardest part about removing the grille is that first clip, regardless of which side you start on, starting on either the left or the right side. And it's the large clip that goes over the headlight. Once you get that first one, then you can get all of the other ones. Tip it forward, pop it right out, and just set that aside. Then, using that T20 Torx screwdriver, you're going to remove the one screw that holds this in place. This screw is what attaches to the adjustment screw. It's connected over with a little plastic tab. Set that screw off to the side. This is where you would want the large standard or flat blade screwdriver. I'm loosening that tab up there just because on this side it was a little tight. Now I'm trying to wiggle it out. And I get that side, the right side there out, but the left side is just the wrong tool for it. So this is where you would use that long handled, or the long flat blade screwdriver to just use it as a pry bar, basically. I'm pretty gentle on both sides because I'm not worried about the plastic nubs on the fog lights. I am, however, worried about what those go into. That's that black grille surround. And if you break that, then you're either looking at trying to epoxy something into place, which is never as good, or replacing it. And the replacement is kind of a chore, and definitely not a 15-minute task. So you spend an extra 10 seconds on each side, making sure that you don't force it out. Just get it out gently. It'll come. Just use that long-handled flat blade screwdriver. Pry it out, just like I'm doing there. Like I said, spend that extra 10 seconds doing it, and that'll save you breaking anything down the road. Also, that flat blade screwdriver is good for disconnecting the wiring harness. So while you're there, you just rotate it around and use that to release the retention clip on the wiring harness. You pull it out. Now you've got both of them out. The new ones do not come with that little retaining clip there, so we need to transfer that over from the old one to the new one. And as you can see here, that old one is cloudy and pitted. That's the reason why I'm replacing it. Using again that same T20 Torx screwdriver, I just loosen it up. I don't take it all the way out because this is the aiming adjustment screw that attaches to that black plastic clip that holds it in place. So just enough to relieve the tension off the spring, and it slides right out. You can toss that one aside, transfer it right over to the new one. And when you screw it back together, the goal is not to screw it super tight, because When you're all done with this, you're going to want to take some time to adjust your fog lights. You don't want your fog lights aiming up because that's going to blind people that are coming towards you, and also it doesn't do any good. The whole point of the fog lights is to illuminate the ground in between the headlights and the front of your car. So you want to take some time to adjust these when you're done to make sure that they are aiming in the correct location. And you just cinch it up here to get it so it stays on, but not so that you have aimed the actual fog light. Now it's ready to go back in. We just do it in a reverse process. Obviously, you want to get the wire connected first. You could probably squeeze your skinny hand back in there if you forget to do it, but it's a lot easier to do it just here when you've got access to it. And it only goes in one way because that retention clip is on the top, so you don't have to worry about putting it upside down. Just push it in so that the nubs that were on the side lock into place. Grab that screw that you saved from before and screw the retaining clip back into place. This one needs to be screwed down tight because this is the only part that's screwed in for retaining the fog light. Once that's screwed down all of the way, your fog light is in. That screw plus the two nubs on the side that slide into the grooves in the black plastic are what hold it. Those nubs allow it to rotate up and down so that the retention clip there that has the aiming or the adjusting screw allows it to rotate up and down but still be secure. So you just repeat the process the same way from one side to the other. And probably a superstition of mine, but something that I have done always is before I put everything back together, test it out, make sure that it's working. Now's the time to make those changes. If for some reason you forgot to connect something or the plug isn't in all the way or whatever, it's a lot easier to do it now than it is when you've got everything back together. So test it out, make sure it's there, grab that grill that you set aside and put it back on. And just get one side on first and then the rest of it goes in. Once you get one side underneath the metal and over the headlight, it goes pretty quickly after that. Again, this is a pretty easy, quick, and relatively inexpensive fix. Makes a lot of difference if you are live in an area where you like to have the fog lights or where you need the fog lights to see. There it is, all buttoned up and ready to go. Thanks for watching, everybody.